What is a short sale, and is a short sale a viable option to sell my house fast in Middle Georgia? Well, this question is going to be coming up here in the next few months as the market starts turning and relaxing a little bit. So we're going to get into the explanation of what a short sale is and whether or not it's a viable option to sell your home in Middle Georgia. So let's get busy. Now stay to the end because there's one little trick that you need to understand that's going to save you later on down the line. Hey guys, I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. I'm a real estate agent and an investor in the Middle Georgia area in Warner Robins, Bon Air, Kathleen, Perry, and Hawkinsville. So if you have any questions about real estate, reach out to me and ask me questions. I love helping people and get you through these situations that might not be the most ideal. So first of all, what is a short sale? Well, a short sale is where you sell your house for less than what you owe on the mortgage. Just like the stock market, the real estate market and housing sales do go up and down with time. As we saw in the 2008 housing bust, it dropped like a rock for about 3 years, and then it just climbed over the next 15 years, and everybody that was selling a house was making money. Well, now we've reached the top of that ridge, and it's starting to do a correction in certain real estate markets. So what happens is, if you bought a house in the last couple years, let's say for example you bought a house for $300,000 2 years ago. Well, now life has changed and you've got to sell the house, but the market shows that your house is still only worth $300,000. Well, you've already paid down the mortgage to, let's say, $290,000. You put the house on the market, you've got to pay your agent's compensation fees, you've got to pay for a little bit of closing costs, and that brings your total net to, let's say, $285,000. Well, that means that you're $5,000 short on paying off the mortgage. This means that you've got to get the lender's permission to accept $285,000 for the payoff of that mortgage because you originally owed $290,000. So here are the steps that goes through a short sale, so you'll be prepared and you can reach out to me and ask me questions and we'll go through it together. So the first thing you're going to do is call your real estate agent, hopefully me, and we'll sit down and come up with a game plan to figure out what the most likely sales price should be for the sale of your house. If that price, minus any of your fees and expenses that we can predict that you're going to probably need to pay, comes out to a net sale of less than what you owe on the mortgage. So what we'll do is you'll have to call the mortgage company and ask them about a short sale. What are the short sale procedures? Then they will send us their procedures for doing a short sale, which basically means we're going to put the house on the market. We're going to get offers coming in. We're going to submit those offers to the mortgage company and say, hey, this is what we've got, this is what the expenses are, and this is the net proceeds that are going to come out of the sale of this house. Will you accept that as a payoff? They will say yes or no. If they say no, we put it back on the market and we keep trying. If they say yes, then we go to closing. They get the proceeds out of the house. You get out from under the house and move on with your life to the next chapter. So what are some scenarios where a short sale might be the best choice? Let's say, for example, you've got this $300,000 house and the mortgage is, we'll say, $2,300 a month. Well, you've got some options to put the house on the market and try to sell it for $315,000, $320,000. Well, what if the market won't support and buyers and sellers don't come together on your type of house for more than $300,000? Then that's what buyers and sellers are coming together at, and that's most likely the offers that you're going to get. If you take away the closing costs that you agreed to, agent's fees that you may agree to, or paying off any taxes or insurance fees, and you come out to less than what is owed on the mortgage, then you're going to either have to come out of pocket to finish paying off the mortgage at the closing table, or you're going to have to ask the lender to take less of a payoff in order to get that note satisfied and get that house out from under your name. Now, of course, option 2 would be to rent the house. And of course, we can do that as well. We run a report and show you what the market is showing for your house to rent in that area. The only problem is if the area doesn't support enough rent to cover your mortgage payment, i.e. the $2,300. Let's say the area market rents for that area are only about $1,900 or $2,000 a month. Well, if you rent the house for $2,000 a month, then that means you have to come out of pocket every month $300 to keep paying the mortgage. And some people just can't afford to do that. We actually have a client right now that we're working with in this same scenario where their house is worth about $280,000, $290,000, and the payoff for their house is around $276,000. So once they pay agent's fees, taxes, or any closing costs, they're probably going to have less than what is owed on the mortgage to pay the mortgage off. So we need to get permission from the lender to accept that as a full payoff, a final payoff, in order for them to get out from under the house and without them paying out of pocket. So we've already contacted the mortgage company, asked them what their procedures are for doing a short sale. And when we put the house on the market, we disclose to everybody that's proper paperwork that this is a short sale house and any and all reasonable offers are going to be considered. And then once we get offers coming in, we will send those to the mortgage company and they will decide whether or not they're willing to take the offer as a final payoff. Now I say final payoff. There's one little clause that's usually in short sale paperwork, and this was predominant back in 2008 during the housing bust that a lot of people got caught on. So this is where you really need to pay attention. If a mortgage company takes less than what is owed, a lot of times their agreement to take less than what is owed comes with what they call a deficiency clause. Now that deficiency clause means if you sell the house for $250,000 and you still owe $300,000, you are still on the hook for the other $50,000. So if you do a short sale, make sure that you read through the short sale agreement, and if it has a deficiency clause, make sure that you or your agent negotiates to have that deficiency clause taken out. That way, if they agree to a lesser amount as a payoff, then that's it. Done deal. They don't come after you later on for any leftovers that were deficient on the balance. Now, other pros and cons of doing a short sale are you get the house out from under you. You don't have to make the payments anymore. If they agree to a lesser payment, the house gets sold for less than what is owed, and you're free and clear as long as you negotiate to get that deficiency clause taken out of the agreement. The bad side is you will get a hit on your credit report that says that you paid back less than what was agreed, which is not too bad, but it's a whole lot better than getting a full-fledged foreclosure on your record for 7 to 10 years. So if you want to entertain the option of a short sale to sell your house fast in middle Georgia, reach out to me. We'll sit down and come up with a game plan and see if a short sale is right for you. And I'll talk to you on the next video.